Hello and welcome to the next episode. We are here as Milan and we have finished the first episode where we conquered Florence here and expanded quite heavily and got us a pretty big alliance. And now in the next episode and the second one we went after at the end after Genoa, which we fed to Pisa here, which we are going to integrate. We just begun on that. Now in this episode we are going to continue building up. However, our aggressive expansion problems will remain. And also we do have the problem... No, the regency ended, so we don't have the minus 20% improved relations. Now we just need to find a better diplomatic advisor, someone with relations, so that we don't lose the diplo points here. And yeah, so probably the next thing we want to do is finish up the western Italian border here. So we probably aim for something like the Val di Us, whatever, this one, Piemont, Salus, and then Coeno to Nizza, probably. This is going to be our definite border, which we own directly, and we might want to go for some kind of buffer state over there. So for example, we could vassalize Savoy here later on if we want to. Not sure right now. But definitely the western border is a thing we could go for now. Alternatively, we could try to get to Venice, but we don't really have anything there yet. We could also go after the Papal States and finish up the Marsh region here. So like taking Rimini and Romagna and Camarina, even though they are still allied to Aragon. Oh, they're only allied to Aragon. That's a good thing. So yeah, we could consider this one here and just continue our expansion here on the Italian peninsula. Ooh, tax relief. Do we want to... Yeah, we want to continue that one, which gives 15 loyalty here, so that's good. And in regards to our incomes here, we are pretty good or well off currently. We do have a high corruption though, due to all the stuff we have done recently, reforms and so on. And also the increase of state reach here. So that has to decay down over time now. And yeah, state capacity is reached out, maxed out though. And income wise, we do see here that most of our income is from obligations, 150 from the burghers, 63 from the nobles, and 50 rents from the peasantry here, plus the 177 from property directly. Our tariff income will go up significantly as well as soon as we integrated Pisa, so that's something we can wait for right now. And the cash that we got from the war we can put somewhere. So let's see our amenities map mode, because we want to grow our city as much as we can. And actually we do need to... Oh, we need more dip power, so we can do that interaction here. We want to buff up Tessin. Come on, there we go. And now... Oh, yeah, that worked. Okay, I wasn't sure. So we need to get amenities 1 here. That's just a very small city. And now the rest of the money we can decide what to do with it. I think last time we discussed building garrisons all around so that we have level 2 in all these provinces that provide a decent amount of manpower. And I think Pavia here is the next one we should do. So continue our build up for our toll play here. And also the garrisons create a bit of demand on resources. They require industrial and military, so which is of course nice in regards to our overproduction of military, but also increases our industrial demand, which is nice because we are going to focus on that next if we get any kind of industry upgrades offered soonish. I'm not sure when the next one will hit, but I think Lombardy here or Milan should get a second one relatively soonish. We do have armaments. but we don't have an upgrade to textile or houseware yet. So I'm leaning towards carpentry, so the houseware upgrade, but we didn't get it yet. Because we don't have a center of production yet, for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I need to investigate the code why this one didn't get one, but everything else gets one. So, yeah. But that will be possible. Eventually, we are going to get an industry upgrade here. And until then, we are waiting out stuff again. We are waiting for the integration. We are going to send one to our vessels here. Improve relation. Build up cash. Build our provinces further. And wait for our aggressive expansion to decay a bit further. We could also go after Montferrat first before we go after Piedmont, but I think I want to get the big provinces out of the way. So Piedmont first before we clean up. Which means we need to wait until Piedmont actually, Savoy here, whatever it's pronounced, jumps out of the coalition here and has less aggressive expansion. They're currently at 60, which is high. So we really are... Ah, there we go. That's what I want. Plus 25 improved relations, so... Now we are decaying by -3 instead 2.5, so that's a big difference. And yeah, that's basically our limit here right now. We can't do much for at least 10 years, probably. So let's jump forward a bit until something happens which is noteworthy. Okay, not much time has passed, and actually we got the emancipation event for Milan itself, so we are going to dive into carpentry here to upgrade our second industry, because carpentry will produce consumer and industrial here, which is exactly what we need. Because if we check our demands here, we do see that industrial has a 19.5 demand and an 18 price, so that's one of the most expensive goods here outside of luxury and exotics. Ooh, luxuries at 46. That's a lot of cash as well. And yeah, so this is going to help us at least get finally some industrial production in Milan itself. So that's really nice in combination with the armaments. So we are going to reduce our stress on our commerce industry here by having this production chain available now, because we do need to buy less industrial on the market wherever we can. So that's going to help us use our commerce for other things, which is useful. Because currently, if we check it out, come on, give me the overlay here. If we check out industrial, it's lagging a bit, okay. Yeah, we are currently importing some and we are exporting some, but we are producing quite a lot here in the sector. So where is it coming from? That would be interesting. So, do we have a map mode for this? Trade balance of good industrial. Yeah, so that's... No, so it's just a bit that we are producing. I mean, we can check the provinces here. So they are... Ah, it's not the right one. This one... Yeah, this one produces 5. This one produces 5 as well. Okay, so we are producing quite some industrial in the sector, but we still need a lot more for our industries because they only get bigger, and when we upgrade stuff, it will only get more industrial demand to produce stuff. So all of the industries which are not producing industrial itself will consume industrial, like the armaments here, which consumes 9 industrial alone. So that's a lot. But yeah, now we are going to speed forward because not a lot of time has passed. Okay, it has happened. I was hoping it wouldn't happen. But we have reached the Western Schism. So the Vatican standoff has triggered, which will lead to dual papacy, one in Avignon, one in Rome. And yeah, so one pope is moving here, the other pope is moving here. One backed by France, the other backed by whatever. And we are going to align with Rome itself here, because we are next to it. We could, of course, use this to expand into the papacy here. But I don't think I want to, because Avignon following Avignon will not be a useful idea. This is probably the last Golden Bull we see for at least like 30 years. Because as long as the schism is ongoing, nothing will happen in regards to Golden Bulls. They are blocked in that time frame. So yeah, we have to now see. We are going to align here, but we are probably going to exploit the weakness still, because they are currently guaranteed by France. This will change because the new Pope will be in Avignon, and then this will cause trouble. So we could use the weakness here to expand at least into the, I think, terra firma here, western bits here, and annex stuff. I'm not sure if we do have claims there. Do we have interests? Yes. So it might be worth starting to make a spy network here to get a claim at least here on something. Ah, we can't. Ah, we can make a claim here on Romania. Okay, that's good. So we can use this. And maybe we can exploit this. Meanwhile, quite as I have said earlier, we need one more year tick so that everything is fully initialized here in the UI to see. But our carpentry industry is running nicely. And this is the perfect fit for our set of industries here. So come on. Let's wait for the year tick and then we can check it out in detail with inputs and everything. And what the new profits are. But currently it starts extremely high due to the fact that industrial is in such a high demand. But yeah, now it has been updated because the inputs are fully initialized. As we can see here, it's not that profitable as it looked like for a second. But now we can see that it's still decent. Produces almost 200 ducats with half the size of the armaments here. And this, of course, armaments is still really bonkers. Our problem here is timber and labor is the biggest input. So only skill can change that. And we are currently at skill 108, going up to 140. So the labor problem will fix itself over time when this one ticks up. So we are going to see more profitability very soonish, which is going to be quite nice. And now I think we can just continue forward here. Okay, here we are in 1400, so the new century has begun, and we are going to hopefully take Piemont now. So we are going to recall one of our diplomats here. And before we go to war here, I want to point out where we currently are and what our plans are. So in regards to our annexation of Pisa here, we of course integrated also in Genoa here now, which is a pretty decent city, and of course it has one of the big amounts of commerce here. It's decaying a little bit, so the throughput is at 100% and the skill is going down by 3% still. But to fix that, we are going to invest a bit into it just to grow the commerce a bit further. And the burger population, however, is relatively stable. So the ideal is 3.8, we have 3.4, so that's okay for the moment at least. And yeah, all the other vessels, we could integrate Ancona here, but I'm not going to do this as of now because this would only be high autonomy provinces. We cannot yet integrate Florence. When we can, I will do it. And also the eastern bits here are still not resolved. We could also probably soonish integrate Trentino or Trent here, but I still think that I want to feed Grishun into them and maybe Lienz before I integrate them. So we are not in a hurry there as well. What I would like to do is actually get Padua on our side and probably vassalize them over time. So to get the first steps in this direction going is that I'm going to ally them. So the reasoning here, of course, is... wait a second. that we hopefully create less aggressive expansion because they like us and that's how it works. But now we need to solve, they consider 4 provinces of vital interest that we also consider of vital interest. So we have to check, no, like this. We have to check them here. So they want the Venetian ones as well, which we can easily fix. So like this. And that should already help. But this was only 3, right? Yeah, 1 is left. Verona here. That's the what? No. No. Which one is it? Am I blind? But these are the only ones of... Oh. Ah, here. Ravenna. That's why I was blind. And... No. Here. Ah. So we remove Ravenna here. And now that should be safe. Yes, perfect. We are now going to, before we go to war, we are going to proclaim a guarantee here. Sales of offices, loyalty and corruption. Yes, please. More money is good. And that reminds me that there is another thing I want to talk about. So in Lombardia here on Milan, we are currently growing nicely. Carpentry has caught up in skill. So 10 skill are still missing before it maxes out, but our profit are now at 40% profitability, which is better than armaments by now. So really good. But that's one thing that we need to do to boost our stuff even further, and that's building the harborage level 2 here. So we are on the Po River here. That's why we can make harborages here. And the harborage level 2 will provide us with 20% woodworking skill. It would also increase fishery, but we don't have fishery here because that river is too small. Or it doesn't really have that much fish, so it's not there. Only the large rivers have their own fishery possibilities. Good. So that's going to get us 20% woodworking skill. That's going to help with the non-existent forest here. But it will also help us with the carpentry here, which also scales with woodworking if I remember correctly. I might be wrong there, but it's worth a shot. So we should remember this. We do have 140% currently. If that jumps up, then we know why. And now let's ally Padua before we go to war. Sorry. Ooh, fall of Novgorod already. Let's see. Let's check the east in a second. So we get an alliance here. Great. There we go. Russian claims on Poland, Lithuania. Interesting. Minus 20% aggressive expansion for 10 years is a lot. And they are actually going after them right now. Ooh, okay, I think we are going to see a Russia here. This time. Interesting. Yeah, and Denmark is doing weird things here, so Sweden is almost gone now. But the Denmark-Norway union didn't happen yet. So yeah, we got Padua as an alliance partner now. I would like to also vassalize Verona here, but we don't have the slots for this. We also need to get a new advisor here. Do we still need inflation reduction? We don't. So we can actually just go for skills or other things. And we almost only have skill things, so let's pick this one. What I also want to do, so that I just mention it, is to revoke more privileges here. But afterwards we are going to calm down a bit more, because we have to switch into bureaucracy reforms. I'm currently gunning for 25%. So we should continue to expand here. Probably do a grain dole to recover that stability. Because we want to do the formalize administration here with 25 state reach and 50 average autonomy. So we try to get to 25%. We are close now. We are already at 65% autonomy, so that's also good. But we can do some other reforms which will provide us with autonomy reductions, like for example this one, elite power from autonomy, but also this one here, the appoint magistrate across the realm. This will all help of getting us to the autonomy level that we need eventually. And therefore we are going to relax a bit on the privilege front. There are two privileges I want to remove here on the burger front before I do this. That's one of these ones. I'm going to... Oh, we can't. We don't have the admin. Okay, I'm going to do this later. So we're going to remove one of these service laws, service privileges. And also I want to get rid of the ruler ownership here. Because the next level will transform the 5% exotic skill that we currently get, which is not really worth it here in northern Italy. And instead we get 10% agriculture skills. So that will boost our farmlands even further. And that's what I want to do. But we are not in a hurry here. Instead, we want to go to war here. And take Piedmont. And I'm going to do this. And afterwards, we can check out where we are and what to do. But I'm not going to show this war here. Just going to stick to the more economy side because we are playing tall. And I just want to wrap up the most important decisions that I'm making and how I expand and what's happening here. Well, we have reached 1404. Piedmont here has been taken and integrated. It also has a fort building some amenities currently to recover the city population here. So that's useful. A lot of the peasants are actually emigrating away, which is not ideal in my eyes because we need it. So let's invest a bit into it because we need the food. But its throughput is 84%, so that's why they probably move away. What's also going to be useful is the luxury cloth here. So we could also invest a bit into that city here just to push it up again. But what I want to do now, which is most important here, I want to go after the Papal States now. So we are going to lose the stability and get a war exhaustion from this because we have good relations, but that's fine with me. So here we go. Because I think it's a good moment to get this over with here. So we are going to take everything in the March region here. And then we can prepare next time for maybe taking this region here. Probably not in one go, but let's see how much aggressive expansion we can actually afford. And from there we are going to see what will happen. Light looting here, of course. The reason is, if we do these two things here, I mean, annexing these Papal State provinces, but also Rimini here, the benefit of that will be that we can also integrate Ancona. Because we are very close to integrate Florence here. Oh, really, our heir is really getting super lucky trades here. So as you can see here, in 7.6 years, the integration of Florence is done, and then we are going to integrate them. This matches relatively well with an integration of this stuff here. Now, we have reached the point that I'm not going to do anything here in regards to the privileges for the moment. Eventually, we are going to continue. The only thing we want right now is revoke this one here. But we need loyalty for this. And we are getting closer to 25 state reach. That's why I also want to relax a bit in the things we currently do. Let's take a different song here. The reasoning is, of course, the reform that we want to do eventually. And we have to prepare a bit for exactly this reform. Before we probably annex these two. If we can get the reform done before this, that would be perfect. I mean, they're giving us good cash. So we get 3.5 from Florence and almost 2 from Ancona here. And 1 from Trent, actually. That's mostly thanks to the silver mine probably here. Indirect, yeah. Land tax is high here. So that's really good for us. And we also hopefully can vassalize Padua. I know we are still far away. So probably after the integration of these two, we can vassalize Padua. But that's a long time from now. Spoleto, that was this one. Yeah, looted, fine. And now the big question is, can we only take these ones, or can we maybe also afford... Ooh, that's nice. Temporarily, at least. Or can we maybe get Umbria as well? Because if we get Umbria, we can definitely take the rest in one war. And we would get a fort here, which is good for many reasons. So let's get the last province here. Our vessels are finishing the job down here. Really good. And let's see where we end up here. There we go. We go already home because we got what we wanted. And now we can just... Ferrara, Milan. So my claim... We probably should take it ourselves and then just feed it. So that's 22. By the looks of it, there's only Savoy or Savoy which would go over the threshold newly. All the others are already over the threshold. And if we add this one, this would add a lot to it. Is there anything big? Only Venice. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Umbria as well here. Then we do war reps here and some cash. There we go. Bye-bye, Pope. So we can prepare for one final war with the Pope when we have integrated these two here. And now we, of course, feed that to Ancona, of course. Because else it would only slow down the integration of Florence here. There we go. Perfect. And now they can court. And then we can integrate afterwards. We also still have to go after Perugia. But I don't think that's a hurry. And we also have to get Camarino. But we are also not in a hurry there. But it's something for at some point. Not right now. It's also an option to vassalize Camarino here and then later on feed them stuff from Naples to make Naples smaller for an eventual peaceful integration. I don't know if that's possible or worth a thought, but I don't know. We have to see how we actually play things, because getting Naples as a whole as a vessel is risky because they are quite strong. But I'm not sure. We could also just conquer them and then take the nationalism there. We got quite some cash from this war though, and I'm not sure where to put it currently. Yeah, we get some alliances again, I know, but we don't really care. So our force limit, however, is still 15, so not much has changed there overall. But we can change now, or check now, before we end this episode. Our amenities here, Piedmont is upgrading already, so they are safe. Only +1 is left. Yeah, okay, so that last one will get them to 30k. What? Something isn't right here. Or maybe the calculation isn't correct, or something is missing. I don't know. I will keep an eye on it. I wanted on level 2. No. Nothing left to work there. Fine. And all the others here. Pavia is also upgrading already. So what else do we have? Milan, Novara here has gone over the 10k, so we might want to upgrade some of those to level 2 and level 3. And I do think I want to upgrade Reza here to level 3 there. With the cash we got, that should be fine. So keep going with the... No, not irrigations. With the amenities here, keep our... Oh, apparently we were already at level 3 here. So it decayed probably. And this one will go to level 2. There we go, 500. And I'm going to continue investigating what we could do with the cash. Sadly, the harborage is not done. I'm not sure why we get that same song so often. Always when I record. Yeah, let's do one last thing here before we end here. So if we check out our census again. Where are we currently? We are at 1.5 million peasants. They are changing by 3.7k. Why is that red? Is it going down? No, then it would be a minus. Not sure. Outward movement is almost 9,000. So higher than the growth. And we do have almost 600,000 residents by now. Which means we are getting closer to 40%. Ah, I know what the reason is. It's not on shuffle. That's why we gotta go through the playlist with the same songs here. And, ooh, really good. So we have almost 2.2 million people here, which is not a lot after all. Our wealth here. The burgers. The burger wealth here is insane. Yeah, they are super rich. Their spending is high. That's good. And now going to industry here. We have finally reached the point of probably no return. We have exceeded our food production. So we do have already a deficit of 23 food. We also have a massive salt deficit. That's something we could investigate before we end it. Fiber is also in demand heavily, which is going hand in hand with food now. Fuel is still a massive problem. Raw materials is fine. Exotic, of course. Timber is also a problem. Luxury is a problem. Consumer is overproduced. Military is heavily overproduced, but that's fine. We're exporting that. Industrial is also a good overproduction. Nice. So, the salt question. The easiest answer would be to investigate production. So let's do a trade map mode, salt, production, Europe, and let's do something like linear. There we go. So large salt producers is here in Provence. Salzburg, of course, it might be worth taking. But they are maxed out already. Disappointing. Yeah, there isn't that much. So it's these three here, which are apparently quite large. Yeah, 126, not bad. Problem is that I don't want to expand in this direction. But we could vassalize something. Yeah. So more important is actually the east side here. It's all swampy terrain, that's why there's a lot of sea salt here. And then we get I get a bit of salt production here going. Why is there no sea salt here? Oh, it has salt, but it doesn't produce or what? Right, barely. Okay. It's something worth opening up. Let's see with Massa. Why does it show something? It Shouldn't show anything. Oh, it is marble. Ah, the icon is missing. That's why. And this one here, metal. Okay, that's why it doesn't produce salt. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we need salt. We definitely need a lot more salt here before we can properly continue. I know we can continue, but it's a thing. Yeah, so I don't see a solution for the salt problem. We can get Tyrol and Salzburg. That would be, I think, half reasonable to do. Trent actually has a claim here. So we could go for Tyrol and then we could... Ah, this is not bordering, I think. Lienz and Lienz. Salzburg. Yeah, we could go through Lienz though. But we don't have the capacity for aggressive expansion because we don't want to do these provinces if we can something down here. So it would be more interesting to get Ferrara and the others going to help us with our salt problems here. And if we check our trade, we are not yet importing food, so currently we are eating from the stockpile. But as we can see, we are heavily importing salt from Provence. We're also getting fibers, even 79 imports from Safat, somewhere in Syria. Safat is... No, that's not Syria. Something down here. Should... Syria or... I don't know. Lebanon, maybe? Nowadays. Then... Well, 79 is a lot. We're importing fuel from Venice. That's a problem, because if we kick Venice, that's a problem. Raw materials are even exported. Consumer goods are massively exported into central Germany currently. Military is apparently unresolved. Interesting. But it's not wasted, so we are maybe just stockpiling currently. And timber is also a big trade good. We could check Genoa here, because that's the bigger trade node. Ah, here's our food trade. So we can see that there's a lot of import and export ongoing, so they're just making cash. Exporting salt to Lombardy. And some trade with Syria again. And they are exporting military, for example, so they probably buy it from Lombardy in unregular periods. And they are buying exotics from Granada and Venice. Interesting. I think there's still a lot of unresolved trade capacity here. And we should... No, wait a second. Oh no, the profitability is only 8%, but it is making 120 money, so that's not too bad. It's the labor cost which is the problem. Funny. So they're really not that rich with the commerce here. Do we have a gold center there? Yes, we do have a gold center. If this sector is coastal and it's either the capital or the capital is on the same subcontinent as the center of trade. This capital sector can reach any coastal sector owned by the same country. If this sector is coastal and is either the capital or the capital is on the same subcontinent as the center of trade. For me, that sounds like that Milan could trade through Genoa to any coastal sector owned by us, which doesn't help us. No, that doesn't help us at all, because we do not own anything outside. So we are really limited with our reach. So more or less what we can reach is from Tyrrhenian Sea directly to Levantine here. Probably a bit further because we can also reach... No, Granada is already Alboran, so we can reach one further. Jump one, basically. So we should also be able to reach Egypt. Levantine Sea, Sahara up on Levantine. Here. So we should be able to reach Egypt. Which means that it might be in our interest to actually improve... Oh, they rivaled us. Right. Don't tell me we did... Oh, we did as well. Oh, I didn't pay attention. Yeah, that's... And also they are too far away to improve relation. Yeah, we got shut out of the Egypt trade. That's a problem. So we don't have the access to the food here. This is a problem. A big problem. By the way, this is quite funny. The knights are on the doorstep of Constantinople. And the Ottomans did not get off the ground because they got crushed by Serbia earlier. Funny. Genoa is also almost gone. They still have Kafar and Corsica, but that's all. Ah, no, they also have Chio. But everything else is gone from the network. And Venice also took a beating, but it's better off still. Ooh, they are at war again. And looks like that France is actually winning the 100 Years Wars here now. That's a problem for us long term. They're going to stabilize quite a lot from this. Or is it just a war for English Congress of Bear? Okay. Let's see how that ends. Russia will definitely form based on the size of this already. Poland is struggling. Poland didn't get... Oh, they are junior part of Hungary still. Yeah. And Lithuania is pretty much gone, so there will not be a personal union here. Interesting setup. But here I'm going to make a cut. See you in the next episode. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you next time.